The reason, we've talked before about how ideas come to us and how sometimes we move through life. First, we have a little inspiration, like a little idea. It's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then that little inspiration turns into an invitation, right? We see an opportunity to take action on this idea. And if we don't take action on this idea, eventually it becomes a toleration, right? It's something that we know needs attention. We know we need to fix it, but we're just not quite getting to it. And if we let that go too long, eventually it becomes an emergency. And sometimes we wait for the emergency because then it sort of feels like it's out of our hands. Like, oh, well, now I have to deal with it, right? So we sort of, leap over all our resistance and overthinking because it's an emergency. We have to do something. We've certainly seen this in our health. You get that little like, my shoulders, I wonder if my shoulder needs some attention. And then it really starts to hurt. And you're like, oh yeah, I should really go see somebody about that. And then it's like, oh wow, this is really hurting all the time. And then finally you're like, oh no, my shoulders can't move. And now you have to go to the practitioner or the doctor or whomever and get some help and spend a lot of money. When if you had just dealt with it at the very beginning, it might have been a lot cheaper and easier to fix, right? I was just telling a story the other day. Do you guys remember the old PBS Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers? Right? They're these two brothers, mechanics out of Boston, who were hilarious. They had nothing but stupid dad jokes. They were really charming. And they had a show on cars. They would talk about cars. And I remember somebody called in and said like, oh, I have this car and I don't know, I sort of want to get a new car, but and this is the kind of repairs my current car needs. And I don't really know if it's worth it. And one of them said, there comes a moment in every person's life when they decide to kill their car. And I laughed out loud because we do it not just with our cars, but with relationships too, where we're like, oh, that probably needs some fixing. But I think if I just ignore it, then eventually I can just get a new car, which is really what I want. Julie says, I'm well into the process of cleaning up physical accumulations as well as my health habits. Oops, that's two things. Both of those things are ongoing. Do we do that with our bodies? Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. Like I just said, this, this little thing with our shoulder, this little mole, this little thing. And we, have this little intuition about it. And like I said, the little intuition is the inspiration. And then it starts to really bother us. And then it becomes a toleration. And then it's an emergency. I have a friend, he died some years ago, but he had never smoked a cigarette in his life, but he woke up one morning and called his doctor and said, I need you to scan my lungs. He didn't have a cough. He didn't have anything. And the doctor's like, okay, I guess if you insist. And sure enough, he had a teeny tiny little spot of lung cancer on his lungs. Now, how did Rick know that? I don't know. He just got an inspiration that he needed to have it checked out. And he did eventually die of lung cancer, but there was a long time. He lived a lot longer because they were able to catch it so early. If our body gets too broken, we decided it's time to get rid of it. Oh, I think that's true. My father did that with his cancer treatment. He decided he was done. And his doctor said, okay, you're allowed to be done. Bridget says the self-diagnosed plantar fasciitis should probably be looked at, right? Might want to get a professional opinion on that. Not saying you're wrong, it's not like I think doctors know everything. We all know they don't, but it can be helpful to consult a professional sometimes. Combine my house and some of my dad's stuff, right? Good. Okay, so yes, everybody pick something. Pick something and you're like, yeah, that could really use some cleaning up. And you can even think, where am I on is it just a little inspiration? Like I'm just having a little flash of that? Is it in the invitation stage where I'm sort of getting multiple messages like, oh yeah, I should really do that, whether those messages are coming from inside or outside? Has it become a toleration where it sort of bothers you all the time, but it's not so bad that you're going to do something about it, but it's very close? Or has it become an emergency? Has it become something like, no, this really, I have to do this today. I have to do this right now. I have to do that this week. All my medical paperwork. Right. Good. So I want you to pick, thin slice, whatever your thing is. I want you to pick something that you can do in less than 10 minutes. And we're going to do what we do in the daily practicum. We're going to spend 10 minutes working on your thing. And don't go away. If you're thinking like, I'm not into it, I'm going to click off. Don't click off. Don't click off. Because I really want you to have this experience. If you decide you want to spend the 10 minutes on something else, on writing a poem or doodling or something else, that's fine. But I invite you to work on something that will make a difference. That at the end of this half hour, you'll be like, oh, wow, I did that. I will keep time for us. I will do one of my legendary 10-minute countdowns. I invite you into this experiment. Are you willing to see what can happen in 10 minutes? Are you willing to dive into it? If it's a relationship, is there an email you want to send? Is there a text you want to send? Is there a Facebook message you want to send to someone to just say, hi, I'm thinking of you? That's so funny. I just got a notification from a message from a friend I haven't talked to in probably over 2 years. This very second, it just showed up on my thing. Like, hi, I'd love to catch up. Clearly, she is feeling the vibe. That's amazing. So has everyone decided what they're going to do for 10 minutes? I'm going to stay here on camera. I'm going to count us down for 10 minutes and then we're going to come back and you're going to tell me how it went. Okay. I really want to know. And then we can all go, yay, you did it. Hey, Sam, how are you? I'd love to connect and catch up. Want to Zoom? Amazing. All right. So I'm getting out my timer. Everybody clear what we're doing? Does anybody have any questions about what we're doing? Or do you feel like you understand? It's pretty simple. We're going to spend 10 minutes cleaning up something on your side of the street, something that you know needs some attention. Okay. So 10 minutes. Here we go. Start. Go do it. All right. And now I'm going to. It's backwards. So we're at the 5 minute mark. We're halfway through. Keep going. And here we are in our last minute. Here we go. 10 seconds left. There we go. Pardon me. How was that for you? What did you notice? What happened? Were you able to make any progress? Zero progress? Did you just sit and pout about it the whole time, which would be a completely acceptable way to spend 10 minutes? Sometimes part of cleaning up is being pissed and grieving. That's totally legit. Suzanne says, I love your lives. Thank you, Suzanne. I love doing them. And I love it that you're here. What unfolded for you? Were you surprised? Were you able to get further than you thought you were? Was it harder or easier than you thought it was going to be? Do you want to say hi to everybody, Chester? Okay. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here's our sweet boy. Here's our sweet boy. I was able to clean out today's emails. Fantastic, Philip. That's great. MK has sorted a few receipts. Most important was setting up the system in the first place. Right, exactly. Now you've gotten a little bit of a start on it. It's not quite so overwhelming. Yeah. Franz has deleted some old photos from a laptop. Fantastic. Bridget said worked on paperwork at work since I wasn't home to work on kids' paperwork. Great. Good. That counts. Julie says made progress. I've started this and made progress several times, just never finished it. My scanner was broken, but now I have this new color printer, so no more excuses. Megan says I made a phone call that I've been procrastinating on. Thank you. Yay. Good job. Shirley says ditched half the unread emails. Easier when they're so old. Yes. Good. Terry says got some desk clutter cleared away. Very much needed. Great. Robin says organize things near me and done in 9 minutes. Amazing. June says, I did it. I combined my multiple to-do lists. It's shocking how much I want to do and how much I was holding in my head. Oh, it's so much better to get them out on paper, right? And again, I have the same thing where I'll often have multiple to-do lists. And when I put them all on one list, I'm like, oh, this is not so bad. Lisa says, I've got a couple of boxes cleaned up in my office. It allowed me to get organized. Fantastic. Kim says, my desk is looking better now. LOL, even found some stuff I lost. Well, you hadn't lost it. It was right there the whole time. That's great. Thank you so much for participating in this little experiment. Now, some of you know we do this every day. You can sign up for the 15-minute daily practicum. It started out as just a bonus for the Get It Done Lab, but it's been so successful, we've spun it off into its own thing. If you go to therealsambennett.com/practicum, PRACTIUM, practicum, every 5 days a week, every weekday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, 5 p.m. British summertime. We're still in summertime, British summertime till October. We get together for 15 minutes a day. And people get amazing things done. Every single day we leave this. Somebody's like, I can't believe how much I just happened. Oh my God, I just moved this boulder. Oh my gosh, I just got this money in. Oh my gosh, I just promoted my business. I just did, I wrote a blog post. I got this thing done that's been on my mind. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's just like sort of brain breaking how simple. And, Julia says, now I'm addicted to accomplishment. Like she loves turning these 15 minutes into progress every day, right? Hi, Joanne. Joanne says, cleaned up breakfast dishes, made bed, researched some things I need for a car I'm purchasing. Girl, way to kill it. That's great. Terry says, off topic, but wanted today, the photos on your Instagram posts are great, not your usual Instagram images and feel authentic to you. Thank you, Terry. I started working with a new social media team. I'm very happy with the results. So I'm glad you're noticing and enjoying them too. They're called work play branding, by the way, if anybody's interested in them. So hop over to therealsambennett.com/practicum. You can try it out. Just sign up for a month. If you hate it, you can cancel in 5 days and we'll refund your money. No problem. But it's really and don't freak out like, oh, I can't be there every day. Most people can't be there every day. Some people are. Even if you show up once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, or even if you use it as an inspiration to be like, okay, I can't be at the live one like this, but I can still schedule 15 minutes for myself later today. And you use it for that prompt, right? There's nothing like having a container, having a structure, right? When you've got it on your calendar every single day, you're more likely to do it. You're more likely to get it done compared to, oh yeah, I got to get to that someday. When you're invested, right? You've paid some money, not a lot, but a little. You've got it on your calendar. You're committed. And then you're in community. We're all there together. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. And it's very simple. It's just like this. We say hi, we breathe. I turn on the timer, 15 minutes. I turn off the timer. We say, yay, you did it. Bye. Phyllis says, sounds minor, but I switch purses, which means clearing out all the clutter in it. Switching purses is not a small thing. I've been known to carry around the same purse to every event for years at a time because I can't handle switching out the purse. So good for you. Awesome. So anything anybody else wants to say or share about this little 10-minute experiment we did? Amazing, right? Do you feel lighter? Do you have a little like pat on the back, yay me feeling? Are we feeling like, oh, that wasn't so hard after all? Right? Oh, now I can move on to this other thing. Lisa says, woohoo, just found an email for one of my cousins. It's a box of my dad's stuff. Oh, fantastic. Consider making this practice for yourself. Whether if you do it with us, great. I would love that. I'd love to host that for you. But if you want to do it for yourself and just get some friends together, you all can create your own practicums. I'm not attached to how it happens. I just want to know that it happens. And what I know is having these little tiny wins in the day of like, oh yeah, I cleared that up. Oh yeah, I went through that pile. Oh yeah, I did that laundry. Oh yeah, I did that hand laundry. Oh yeah, I did that mending. I sent that letter, that thank you note. It just brightens up your whole day. It's leverage, right? You put a tiny amount of effort out and you get a big feeling back. You get a big reward back. So I want to say that I am tremendously pleased and proud of you for showing up here today. I hope that you will join us at therealsambennett.com/practicum, PRACTICUM, practicum. It's $47 a month, or you can get an annual subscription. We do it 5 days a week. I'd love to have you be part of that community. Also, if you're thinking about signing up for the Get It Done Lab, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently this last cohort of the year. It's going to be a little more metaphysical, a little more emotional, not just about productivity, but also about clearing out and moving on from the last 3 years. Because I'm realizing that I have not done that. Tidying up your soul, says Veronica. Yes, that's right. That's right. So if you're interested in the early bird special for the lab, we'll be doing a big promo for it and stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to wait to get on board, you can. But if you want to get on board now, and it includes Practicum now, you get some big extra bonuses. But for now, if you're looking for a baby step, join Practicum, and we would love to see you in there. And I would love to see what happens when you spend 15 minutes a day on something that matters to you. Oh, good. Therealsambennett.com/lab actually has the early bird offer. So you can check in on that. It probably still has all the language on it about getting things done. So we'll be changing that up in the next week or two, but the pricing is good till Sunday. Everybody ready to do one more breath? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here, I just thought of something. Let's say there's, I don't know, maybe 30 of us here times 10. So that's 300 minutes. We just got 5 hours of productivity done in 10 minutes. 30 people doing 10 minutes of productive work. Total equals 5 hours. How about that? Oh, 39, more than I thought. 39 times 10, 390 divided by 60, 6.5 hours. That's remarkable. Congratulations, everybody. Love you guys. Sign up for Practicum, therealsambennett.com/practicum. Mwah.